Hi, Greiger here on a side quest for my Let's Play series. In this one, I'm going to do a fast video on building a custom monster manual. Why would you want to do something like this? There's a couple reasons. One, you don't have the data for whatever reason. You either didn't purchase it, it's not available for purchase. The other reason might be that you want to modify existing data. And one of the issues with the Wizards monster manuals is they don't have tokens for every monster. So maybe you want to add a token to the monsters that don't have it. How do you do it? It's pretty simple. First, you create a campaign that you want to hold your monster manual, the one that's going to hold your monsters. Then you put the monsters in however you want to. Obviously, you can just always press, add an NPC. There's also an import function where you import text. It'll take in monsters to the multiverse format, D&D Beyond, and the D&D 2024 core rules. You paste it in, you click import, and if everything's beautiful, it'll come in. So what else? And the simpler thing, which I'm going to just give an example of, is you can just copy an existing monster. So like we've got this Aarakocra Aeromancer, we can just copy it by drag and dropping it. I'm going to give an example of that in a second. So once the data is created, all you need to do is export the campaign. You can go /export in the tool. It's also in the modules. It's down here. There's a button. It's the same field. Fill in everything and then click export. You usually want to select all, by the way, unless you have a reason not to. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to just give a quick example of this Derro. So I fought some Derros, and they were poorly statted. Derros are out of the Monsters of the Multiverse. And the Monsters of the Multiverse are, many monsters are quite good, but their stats are off a little bit. Usually it's just the numbers. So if you change the numbers, they're okay. Let's give an example of that. So let's grab a Derro. All right, and usually what you want to do is, this is out of the Monsters of the Multiverse, so we'll grab that. So there's our Derro. What you do is you drag and drop it. It'll say copy of Derro. And then you want to put it up into uncategorized. So I'm dragging this and dropping it up to uncategorized. And that's basically this module. So this is your copy. This is what we're going to put in our monster manual. Notice, say I didn't like these tokens or something, I could change them as well. So the first thing you want to do is unlock it. In this case, the problem with this Derro, the Derros where they're to hit with their hook spears too low. Notice how it's a 4 with the light crossbow, but it's only a 2. It's only a 2. If you look up here, you see his strength's 10, and while the dex is quite a bit higher, the 2, and this thing has a proficiency bonus of 2, so 2 plus 2 is why the crossbow is plus 4 to hit. But the problem is the 2 is too low for a CR 1/4, now that they've been regularized. One thing I want to point out, because my default settings is on 2024 rules, when it brought it in, it made it 2024. But if we go back and look at our Monsters of the Multiverse, we'll see that this is a legacy. So this should be legacy. Usually it doesn't matter. You can have mixed legacy and 2024 monsters, but if you're copying them, you want them to be in the same format. Okay, so if it's legacy, make sure your version is legacy. All right, so let's go ahead and update this. We're going to say that the hook spear is a, the plus 2 is too low. So we're going to say it's a finesse weapon. So it does that. And we're also going to increase the damage a little bit. It still does a D6, but Our goal here is not to make it much more powerful. We're trying to make it similar. So if we go +2, 1d6 +2, that's going to change it to 5, which is still less than this. So that's probably okay. +2, and then 3, you round down, by the way. So what's the average of a d6? It's 3.5, right? So we got 5, right? 3 plus 2. And then it's got this next part of this. This is their signature ability, of course. But you can see, knowing what we know about the action economy, basically he has to give up his damage if he wants to knock this guy prone. That's not good. And then the modern stuff gets away from stuff like that. So we're just going to change it a little bit. Instead, we're going to just go and grappled. Grappled basically just holds the guy still, and if he attacks somebody else, under the new rules, then he has disadvantage. But as long as he attacks the person who grappled him, it's normal. So this gives them a little bit something extra. Doesn't force them to give up their damage. Escape DC 13. I'd make it 12 if it was 1/8, but because it's a 1/4, I'll go up to 13. All right, and that's it. That's our Derro. So we've now updated him, and then what we would do is we'll change the name. Notice that he's not a copy anymore because he's in the uncategorized. I moved him out. It's really important. I moved him out of the Monsters of the Multiverse to uncategorized. Uncategorized is when you export, that's what it grabs. It doesn't grab stuff in other modules. Okay. And that's all I wanted to talk about. And so now we have an updated Derro, and if I exported this, I could import it in all the campaigns where I wanted it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.